Quite a few old sets just sort of sitting around, not doing very much. Well, that's because we've all used them for a movie or television series, and they're not useful right now. We don't need to use them. So as you can see, every one of them has a little orange tag, and we've got it all labeled and cataloged. Oh, by the way, the street that we're traveling along, some of you may recognize a very familiar street here. This is Wall Street, ladies and gentlemen. And I think you know why we call it Wall Street, obviously. This is where we came to the Colonial Mansion off the JJ side of the tram. Built in 1926 for the movie Uncle Tom's Cabin. If you ever saw the television series Ironside with Raymond Burr, that is a house, ladies and gentlemen. You saw Raymond Burr standing on the steps there. He got shot in the spine because of that today. He's in a wheelchair for that television series. This house, some of you may recognize, off to my side of the tram here. This is the Marnie house from Alfred Hitchcock's production of Marnie. Interesting thing, one thing, if you look through the center door there, if you were to walk through that front door, you'd walk into a eucalyptus tree because there's nothing behind there. If you take a good look, you'll see it's got one wall and one wall only. Beaver, you might recognize that house as Beaver Cleaver's house. Beaver Cleaver and Wally used to walk down the sidewalk back home after school in the television series Leave It to Beaver. As you can see, we use these homes over and over and over again. For example, in The Man in the City this season, Anthony Quinn supposedly lived in the house off to my side of the tram here. And then, well, actually, after he was through doing that series many years ago, it belonged to John Forsythe when he did the television series Bachelor Father. So it gives you an idea of how many buildings and how we can sometimes use them for different television series and motion pictures. For those of you from the Midwest down here, this is our small town section on JJ's side of the tram. We call it Anytown, USA. This is quite easy to make it look like any small town in any part of the United States. San Francisco is the street off to my side of the tram. And how many of you out there from New York City? Anybody from New York? Nobody today from New York. Well, I just want to point out, you probably never knew this, but New York is directly on the other side of San Francisco, and we're traveling through New York City right now. This is known as East 62nd Street, Brownstone, New York. This particular building on JJ's side of the tram was where Carol Channing stayed in the motion picture Thoroughly Modern Millie, that's known as the Priscilla Hotel. Directly across the street there, the green apartment house is where Abbott and Costello used to live in the filming of the television series they did out here a number of years ago. Also Airport. Underneath, right where Slattery's gym is located, was a little cafe where Maureen Stapleton worked in the filming of Airport. Filming of Sweet Charity, starring Shirley MacLaine and Sammy Davis Jr. This is a mock-up of the Howard's Publications building. Some of you may recognize from the name of the game. And the doorway in the corner, if you remember the television series Run for Your Life, starring Ben Gazzara. Do you remember that series? That was the doorway that Ben Gazzara came running out of at the beginning of each episode of Run for Your Life, after the doctor told him they only had a year to live. His